2, 1, yeah! Hi, I'm Jarvis. It's January 1st, 2018, and I don't know what I'm doing with my life. It's so weird to me that when you meet a new person, the first thing you ask is, so what do you do? What do I do? Well, usually I say everything is fine when somebody asks how I'm doing, even if that's not the case. Oh, I sometimes pretend I don't see people I recognize on the street so as to avoid an awkward situation. You know, and I think a lot about politics, but ultimately I don't think I take as much action as I should. Oh, you mean my job? I'm a software engineer at a startup. Like, supposedly we asked that question because it's a quick way to break the ice, but you know we're just doing it to judge. Oh, you work at Google? Now I know I can respect you. Ah, you work at a startup? Well, jury's still out, because if it fails, you never should have taken such a risk in the first place, and if it's a success, you're a genius visionary where luck wasn't a factor, and you should be president. It's sad, but we pretty much do this in all stages of life. Who's got the best shoes? Who went to the best school? Who got the best job? As if life is some zero-sum game with winners and losers. Alright, I guess technically life is a zero-sum game with winners and losers, but you know what I mean. These are harmful judgments to make. First, because I didn't have the best shoes, or go to the best school, or get the best job, and I turned out fine. External success says nothing about internal struggle or hardship. And finally, life is long. I still have my best years ahead of me. I hope. I've been lucky enough to find success and happiness so far in my career, but we're talking about the rest of our lives here, and lives are getting pretty long. It's been reported that the first person to live to 150 has already been born, and it's not going to be me, but I was thinking maybe we could get like a 115 or something. I don't love everything about my job, and my job isn't the only thing I love. I have a lot of interests. For example, I like to sing. Somebody once told me. I like to do improv. Your word is lemons. My name's Lemon, the hip-hop Lemon. Your name is Lemon? I like to make videos. My name's Lemon, the hip-hop Lemon. Your name is Lemon? Hey, there are a lot of things that I love equally, and what I do for money just happens to be one of them. In a lot of ways, especially my career, I'm still writing out decisions I made when I was 18 years old. Let that sink in. Would you let an 18-year-old decide how you live your life? Because that's what you're doing if you don't reevaluate your past decisions. Okay, let's pick a random 18-year-old. Like, would you let Justin Bieber manage your life? I'm sorry, he's how old? Maybe I don't have much time left. A lot of my friends feel stuck right now in their lives and careers, and I think I know why. Essentially, we live a life on rails leading up to college. Go to elementary school, then middle school, then high school, all in preparation for college and a career in the real world. But we don't have much say in the decisions along the way. And when you get to college, you randomly pick a major, and it's treated like a faux pas if you decide to change it, even if it's in your best interest. Haha, how weak you are deciding to change your major because you've learned more about yourself and your place in the world. I stick to my decisions and become cranky and regretful like an adult. And a few short years later, we're thrust into the real world with a piece of paper and a relevant job. Roll credits on life.
I'm gonna change the world.
If we're lucky, you spend over 20 years preparing for a moment, and then it comes and goes, and no one is hit with a wave of clarity about the meaning of life. We just start trying to survive on our own with no roadmap and a lot of different roads to choose from. At no point are we allowed to question the decisions that got us here in the first place, and now we need money to live, so it's harder to find room for experimentation. No, Charlie, there's already too much inertia pushing you to be a doctor. You've already spent 4 years in undergrad and some more years in other schools. Probably. You've already bought your stethoscope, I presume. I'm almost at the point where I've spent as much time out of school as I did in school, so I think it's safe to say I have more information about those decisions than I did back then. I suppose what I'm trying to say is then was then and now is now. Society's conditioned us to care far too much about what we do for money, and the sunk cost of our past decisions gets to haunt our future ones. But it doesn't have to be that way. You shouldn't feel any less agency now at 25 or 70 than you did when you were younger and full of life-altering juice. Could we take that part out? Life is long and it isn't defined by any one thing that you do. I know everyone's situation is different, but if you're anything like me, there's probably more room in your life for experimentation than you're giving yourself credit for. You may very well have time to start that new side hustle or learn that new language. No safe decision is a guarantee anyway. That huge company could fold. That entire industry could shift. Why not focus on what makes you happy? That's actually something you can control. I'm not saying quit your job, but what I am saying is if you feel stuck on rails, then feel free to deviate from the tracks a little bit. When we focus too much on what we do, we can lose sight of what life is about. The journey of finding the things that you love and the relationships that you build along the way. The pursuit of meaning here is in and of itself meaningful, and there's never going to be just one thing, so follow your curiosity wherever it takes you. And there's no time like 2018 to give it a shot. 3, 2, 1, yeah! Hi, I'm Jarvis. It's January 1st, 2018, and I have no idea what I'm doing.